Today in Christina's court.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm the king of the world. I own the world. I'm the emperor. I'm the ruler. I'm all those things.
I said, well, what do you do? He said, play guitar in my underwear, and okay.
Part 2 of Times Square's bigger-than-life country rock star, the Naked Cowboy, as he hits the web and stirs up some trouble with his soulmate.
I said, well, what are they going to play, reruns at night when we sleep? He goes, no, it's going to come in the bedroom. I was like, oh, no.
If you want to come into my world, you're going to live in my world.
What are you being denied?
I'm not being denied anything. I'm enjoying me all day long. The audience is being denied. The world is calling for a real reality show.
And today, the Naked Cowboy takes center stage.
You're just like an everyday guy, living with a beautiful woman and 3 kids. And you hang out with these 3 kids.
None of us are actually what we say we are. We have ideals of ourselves, and then there's just I am the messiah of the commercial age, and I'm just some idiot in my underwear. I can accept both.
He's done all the crazy things from Playgirl to everything else to getting arrested and making outrageous things.
Times.
On TV to get to the point where people know him.
Do you think you're going to be the Naked Cowboy in 10 years?
I'm going to be Naked Cowboy in 1,000 years.
So sing me a song.
With the thing on? I don't think the guitar will work with the...
Okay, take the coat off.
The case of the Naked Cowboy continues. Enter Christina's court. Witness a judge who's direct and fair. A judge with a deep passion for the law and ordinary people. Judge Cristina Perez. She takes the law into her own heart. The case of the Naked Cowboy continues with 36-year-old musician Robert the Naked Cowboy Burke, who is suing to break a deadlock with his partner over a 24-hour-a-day webcam in their bedroom. 39-year-old personal trainer Cindy Fox says she is her boyfriend's biggest supporter, but feels entitled to some privacy in her own home for herself and her 3 children.
So how has the relationship changed since July 13th?
Initially, I think in the very beginning, because he constantly felt he had to entertain, that there was no alone time at all. I felt like we were totally drifting apart. There was no intimacy. I was concerned we were losing that. Eventually, he kind of...
Did you feel that?
No, I was too involved in what I was doing.
He didn't even notice.
I'm not living her life or trying to make her happy.
No, I'm not asking about her, how she's feeling. I'm asking you. Did you, Robert, feel that your relationship with your soulmate has been affected since you went online?
No.
Not at all? You still feel that closeness to her?
No, sure, of course. We met and we had the understanding from day one. I live my own life. I'm not if it comes to what I'm doing with my life and you, I'm going with what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Just like if she had a problem with her kids and me, she'd go with the kids. I have no problem with that. I have my life, you have your life.
What's your favorite thing to do together?
Have sex. What else? That's it. Just be honest. Tell the truth. That's exactly it. That's the best thing. Everything else is kind of a derivative away from that. And again, that's what all men and women get together for.
So that's the only reason.
The union.
No, initially we worked out together. You know, we were reading the same books.
Are you friends?
We were talking about philosophies.
Friendship? Or you have a friendship?
Oh, yeah.
I would not be around anyone that didn't at least come close to evaluating and being precise and all that kind of stuff on my level. It's impossible not to. And I would say that all of our conflict comes from the fact that she's extremely a good woman and I'm an extremely good man, which means I'm a very particularized, direct, I know what I'm doing, and she's a very loving, caring, compassionate, the other side.
You speak so eloquently and you speak about your philosophy on life and what should be done, but you're just like an everyday guy, living with a beautiful woman and 3 kids. And you hang out with these 3 kids.
None of us are actually what we say we are. We have ideals of ourselves, and then there's just I am the messiah of the commercial age, and I'm just some idiot in my underwear. I can accept both.
Like as soon as the camera's off, well, I was going to say as soon as the camera's off, but in this case...
Who do you like better, Naked or Robert?
Oh, well, Robert.
But what's the difference?
It's a huge difference. When he's got the outfit on, he's, all the smiles and taking pictures, and he's all over everyone, and a lot of times I'm there, and I'll take give me a camera, get in the picture, grab butts, whatever. I don't care. He's grabbed more butts than anybody in the whole entire world, and I don't care. It's not a big deal to me.
It's in Ripley's.
But after doing that for hours...
Really? Wait, it's in Ripley's?
Guinness, all of them. World records.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But, after he's done, then it's like the come down part. So then that could go anyway. It could be, okay, now he's either going to be grumpy because he was putting on a happy face all day, and of course I get the grumpy, or it's just that now he's just back to...
Never.
Never.
Well, like I just said, me, myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey, that's what it's like living with him. But I'm okay with that.
Coming up in Christina's Court, the Naked Cowboy.
He's gained respect from being, consistent with what he's doing no matter what the weather is. He's on time. He's a professional in his business and what he does. He's doing records. He's got a record coming out. He doesn't... He doesn't...
First compliment I've ever gotten in 3 years.
Oh,
Jesus.
stop.
Sing me a song.
With the thing on?
Okay, take the coat off.
In Christina's Court, Times Square's bigger-than-life country rock star, the Naked Cowboy, hits the web and stirs up some trouble with his soulmate.
Now, did you go to college?
I went to University of Cincinnati I got a bachelor's degree in political science, and I went to Xavier University for a master's.
Wow. What's a master's in?
Business administration.
At that point in your life,
I was doing that to please my parents. Ultimately, my dad's a perfectionist. He gets everything right. He's the coolest, smartest guy. He's never lost. He's never lied. He's done everything perfect his entire life, and he has. And again, total respect.
You
I'm not
admire
saying
that? Yeah.
I'm not saying that cynically. He is God Almighty, and that's fine. So I was in school basically. As a young kid, I never got. I was just basically the opposite of what I am now, which was a total lunatic, troublemaker, crazy person.
really? What did you do?
Well, I was just a juvenile,
Everything
trouble.
bad.
I lived in a small town, so literally I was once arrested for farting in a lady's face. Literally. I
you
mean,
serious?
stuff like that. Anything. I asked her what time it was. I farted in her face. Her husband chased me all over town. We ended up going to court over it. And it said
How old were you
creating
when
a
that
strange
happened?
utterance. I mean, and again, that is arrestable. I'm not saying that that's in any way just like a minor thing, but
you would never
it
do
was
something
that
like
type
that.
of stuff. I got in trouble for everything, drinking, smoke, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then as I started to go to, barely got out of high school, I read a book called Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins, which basically just made me aware of my communication. And once my communication, I understood that my life was a product of my communication, because my communication was nothing more but a publicization of my thoughts.
Okay, but you still went to college and
I took control
got
of my
a
life at that
master's.
point, yeah. I went from barely getting out of high school to getting straight A's all the way through, and no problem. In school, I could do anything, anywhere.
It's the power of faith in yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I learned that instead of saying that I was a bad kid, blah, 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 I'm God Almighty.
You made a conscious effort and decision that
I
you
wrote
were
out
going to be
Naked Cowboy
different.
Dialogue. It's the document. It's like this high that I gave her the day I met her and said, if you want to know who I am, this is who I am, because I read this every single day. It's physical, financial, social,
Where's your
emotional,
dad?
physiological.
What's your dad think today of what you're doing?
My dad walks around with 55 packs of Naked Cowboy stuff, and everywhere he goes, so I'm Naked Cowboy's dad. So does my mom, and so does everybody else in the family. How could you not?
After meeting his dad, I definitely see how he is the way he is.
Why do you say that?
Well, he's just very...
Perfect.
Yeah,
He
well,
has his own-
he's a neat freak,
he's
and
perfect in his own mind.
It's great because I'm running around with the kids and working this job and that job, and I'm all over the place, and he's cleaning the house, so I can't complain about that. Yeah, but
Wait, you clean the house?
I clean everything. Your life is your environment.
I'm not
Every single thing I
stupid.
do is precise. You
I
kidding
have
me?
my advantages. We both complement each other in a lot of ways. It sounds very extreme, but it works for us. And the idea of him moving on and doing all these great things, I want to be there. I want to be part of it, and I am one of the most
She's
easygoing.
just digging her claws in, saying, I want to hold on to more fear and all this, but she's slowly going, just like when I met her. She was 100 times worse, and now she's all happy. And
Yes, I've changed
before
a
you know
lot.
it,
But
she'll
what do
be
you
in
mean?
bed
But
at
what do you
night
mean?
going, hey, guys.
But what do you mean? What do you mean she's
I had a lot of walls
fear.
up when I
We're
met
talking
him.
about
now.
being open and uninhibited and free, and we're talking about some degree of less than that. One is a higher principle. The world is a free place. You
But
are a
she's
free
getting
person.
better.
You
But she's
choose your
getting better.
limitations. Huh?
But she's getting better? Is
Hell yeah.
As far as open, I grew up in a house with
I
my
met her
mom
on
and
an
her sisters.
elliptical.
And
She was working out like this I'm in there for hours a day, and she's always right there. That's what attracted to me. And she's reading a book about advancement. I'm always advancing. I'm always moving everything. Every boundary is no boundary.
So-
she's got boundaries, and she's losing them. And
So
if
you
she
don't think she should
doesn't,
have any
again,
boundaries?
we'll just have
But you
limited
have
time
some
together.
boundaries.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I grew up in a very modest
I do have
household.
them. They're chosen, and they're there for a set period of time in order to transgress
for a
another
reason.
boundary.
For a reason.
Exactly. It's like Nietzsche
So you
says,
do
you
have
have to
boundaries.
create boundaries and an example to transgress them. You have to let yourself be defiled and be a loser in order to overcome. You have to get sick to know you're healthy. You have to be willing to take on the struggle to grow.
Up next in Christina's Court, the Naked Cowboy.
Do you think you're going to be the naked cowboy in 10 years?
I'll be Naked Cowboy in 1,000 years
Sing me a song.
with the thing on.
Okay, take the coat off.